Please welcome the NFC champion, Philadelphia Eagles.
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? When I wore the ass tomorrow, y'all thought it was winning? Flexing on it, some like Popeye on the spinach. Double M, yeah, that's my T-Rose, the captain, I'm lieutenant. I'm the type of can of men, casting grind like I'm broke. That Lambo, my she'll ride like my ghost. I'm riding around my city with my hand on my toes. And I gotta make it back home.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Philly Podcast, presented by SixPackCoverage.com, La Terrain Watches, and TheMonkey'sUncle.net. My name's Eric Perugini. My co-host here is Chris Lahiff. And on tonight's episode, well, we're going to preview the Super Bowl. I mean, it's the greatest game of the year. And I'm looking forward to this, especially since I'm going to be up the mountains watching this game in a nice little house. For whatever reason, just doing the old Stone Cold Steve Austin drinking, so I'm going to be good to go. Chris, how are you, pal?
Pretty good. Getting ready for Super Bowl Sunday. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I don't know if I'm just going to stay home, watch it. It's the biggest. It's one of the biggest party days of the year. We know this, from just our past. But now, we're older. Well, you're going away, so screw you. For a long time, for 6 days. God damn, that's going to be a lot of drinks.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
But this is looking like it's going to be, we all know who we're rooting for. I think if we put up a Twitter poll, if we put up a Facebook poll, I would have to say 75% of people are rooting for the Bengals.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I'm probably going to be in that group of people. I mean, look, nobody knows better than Eagles fans what it's like to, and not just have the opportunity, but to actually go on and win the Super Bowl. The Eagles fans, the last championship we had up until Super Bowl 52 was 1960. So there was a good long drought, and then we hit the Super Bowl era and we finally get it. People can die happy. It's the whole thing. They give their left what to win a Super Bowl. They'll take 10 years of bad crap just to win a Super Bowl. I feel for the Cincinnati fans. I feel for them, so therefore I'm rooting for them, like the fans itself. To be quite honest with you, I could care less about the game. As soon as they blow the whistle to start the game, I want the halftime show to start. So, I could really care less about the game. I just want to go. I just want to, get my G thing on and be like, yo, let's go back to when I was in high school here.
Cheers to the halftime show.
Yes, yes. But I'm pulling for Cincinnati because of the fans. Anyone that's never won before. Like I said, we've been in that boat, and I want their fans to feel what we felt after 52.
So why don't you feel that way about the Rams?
Well, look, even though, I know they've, they're in Los Angeles and all that stuff, but to me they're still St. Louis. So that fan base really hasn't changed. It's the teams just changed locations. That team has basically just doubled its fan base size, just from where they're at. And I'm not saying anything bad about that. That's obviously ownership decision, for whatever reason. But to me, it's the Rams. They've won. They're still the Rams. They've won. Their fan base knows. So I have nothing against anybody on the team, any of the coaches. ownership, nothing. I just I just feel like that the franchise that has the Rams attached to it, they've been successful. They know what it's like to win. There is a group of people out there that have seen the Rams win the Super Bowl.
Right. There's a history behind it, and it's not
There
like
is.
um. Listen, no one cared enough about the Rams in St. Louis. No one cared enough about them the first time when Eric Dickerson was there. So what else? I mean, do you get? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, no, it's I mean that's how I feel. It's like you said, there's a history there already. It's already built in.
Yeah,
So
it's built in. This isn't like, excuse me. This isn't like the Philadelphia Athletics and the Philadelphia Phillies. Like the
right.
Philadelphia Athletics have no ties
No.
to the Phillies organization. All those World Series that were won by the Athletics
Yeah.
is not in the history of the Philadelphia Phillies,
Mm.
which is amazing because they were legitimately a Philadelphia sports team for years and they just moved.
Gone. Bye.
Like, so it's like, so I can see the comparisons where people sit there and say, but the Rams won theirs in '99, then they lost to Brady in '01.
Hmm.
So they've had their time.
Yeah.
How many times, like, the Bengals don't even have a league championship because they started in 1968 and '69. They were in the AFL, and then they came in with the merger. So, by the way, there was a league before in the '60s.
Oh yeah. There was definitely a league
I
before
think
this
I
thing called
think
the Super Bowl came
I
around.
I think there was a 100-year anniversary last year. I don't know. I could be wrong. If you ask another fan base, they'll tell you completely differently, and that the other
That the
stuff doesn't match.
Yep, 100 years of the NFL, but there's only what 50 some championships. That's
Yeah,
it.
it does, yeah, yeah. And do you know what's funny is we're gonna get back on the Super Bowl talk. I'm glad I brought this up, and I inadvertently meant to. So we know what fan base we're talking about. We're talking about the Dallas Fallons, the Dallas fanboys, the Dallas Cowboys, and we know how obnoxious they are. We know how stupid they are. We know how idiotic they are. And they're the first ones to sit there and discredit everything. And then you look at the fan base of the Green Bay Packers, who don't do any of that at all, and they have what, four Super Bowl titles. We know how the friggin' Lombardi Trophy's named after him, so we know how many NFL titles he has.
They have overall 13 titles.
Is it 13? Is it 13?
Yeah.
So all right. So and you never hear them, unless it's like an obnoxious one, but you never hear them, throw that we have 4 titles, and that's coming from a fan base who legitimately had the greatest teams in the history of football for so many years, and they lost one time. Do we know who they lost to? Anybody?
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay, and you never hear an Eagles fan and a Packers fan go at it because we're not Dallas. Our fan base isn't like yours. We love our football. We get irritated. And, we don't sit there and throw out fugazi stats about, our cornerback or this or that. No, we know. We know if our team sucks. We admit when our team sucks. You guys come up with more excuses and more stories than Mother Goose for why your team lost.
Well, there's also another reason why you never hear Eagles fans and Packers fans go back and forth with anything. Especially Packers fans, okay? That franchise has overall 13 world championships, pre-merger and post-merger with the Super Bowl. They respect the game. It's a fan base that respects the game. The Eagles fan base, we respect the game. We just may be a little loud and voice our opinions a little bit more than what other fan bases would, but we respect the game. We love the game of football. We don't just, at the end, it's all about winning a championship, but if that's all you have, like said fan base that we're talking about, it's kind of sad if that's the only thing that they can care about. Like they only care about their own history. They don't care about anybody else.
They don't care about the history of the league. They really don't.
No, they don't care about the history of the league at all.
Again, they think the league started when their team started. They think the star is the star, and they think they were America's team. And the only reason that they have that moniker is because Pittsburgh said, "Nah, I'm cool, bro. You can have it. You need it. You clearly need it more than we do. You need
exactly.
You need to be relevant." Now, there are a few fans that are very tolerable, but as far as there's more fans that are stupid than there are smart Dallas fans.
No, there's more bad than good.
And it's plain and simple.
Yeah, there's more bad than good, and it's they're probably going crazy right now because like the Lakers are the Lakers. They don't have baseball right now, so they can't follow the Yankees. So it's like they won't know what's going on with baseball.
Tampa Bay Lightning's doing pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot they're Lightning people now. Because let's face it, the Dallas Stars don't do it for them, so they'll just hop on the bandwagon of a Florida team.
You're absolutely right. So anyway, I just wanted to get that out there. This isn't going to be a long show.
It's funny.
It's fun to make fun of Dallas when you can. They're not living rent free, but I just like.
You can always make fun of Dallas, no matter what.
So
you can sneeze and make fun of Dallas.
We're gonna go to our picks and why, and I might throw a few bets up there for you guys to, if you want to take these bets, throw $100 on a couple, like $10 bets. Like you, worst comes to worst, you win some money, you lose some money, you break even. I'm gonna throw $100, even though I just spent $7,000 on Windows. I'm starting an OnlyFans account, so we're gonna need to promote that soon. So, but let's go to your picks first. So, Rams Bengals Super Bowl 56. You got the Bengals winning. I'm sorry. Do you have the Bengals winning?
Yes, I do have the Bengals winning.
Okay.
I'm not going against Joe Cool. I'm just not going against him. I was watching some earlier tonight before we came on here. I was watching some film on him. Actually, I was watching NFL Network, and they're showing his highlights, and he just does it. He just goes through his progressions. Like he'll have his games where he's not like totally lighting it up, but he knows where to put the football. He knows where to put it. He can run the offense. He's got a hell of a wide receiver in Jamar Chase. He's got Joe Mixon, and the thing with him, with him, he's able to win games while running for his life behind that terrible offensive line that the Bengals have. And that's where the game's going to be won. It's going to be in the trenches because the Bengals' offensive line is absolutely terrible. But I think that they come out of this game. I think they come in and go, you know what? We're not the underdogs. We can beat this team. So, and I think Burrow gets them to it. I do. So I think Joe Burrow is going to be the catalyst of the game. I'm taking the Bengals to win.
Listen, I'm with you. I got the Bengals. I got the Bengals winning. Like you, based off of Joe Burrow. He can do just too calm, cool, and collect. He's got the composure that Brady reminded me of in 01. Like nothing phases him. He got hit multiple times against whatchamacallit. Who was it? The Titans sacked him like 9 times.
Yeah, they just like leveled him. They killed him.
So
yeah, they just killed him.
The game's a 4-point spread. I don't like that spread. Like it's a 4 for the Rams. That's because again it goes back to all right, they're the quote unquote home team.
Right.
Even though the Bengals are considered a home team.
Right.
So now it's a 1-point game, and the money line's only 165. It went down. It was 198.
Right. I was just gonna say it was up over like 190.
It was 198, so it went down, and that's a big deal. Like you bet 100, you win 266.50.
Right.
That's not worth a bet.
No, it's really not. I'm not a betting person.
I think I would take the unders, 49.5.
Yeah, I would definitely take the under. I would definitely do that. I would for this game. I would take the under. I mean, 'cause that's the only thing that appeals to me for the game. If I was going to bet, that's the only thing I would have to take the under. There, I mean, uh, I'd be very surprised if they hit the over. I mean, that would just mean it'd have to be a
Those,
complete shootout.
so here's my thinking. You know, for if for betting people, take extra money, buy buy points for the under, get it up to 53.5. Parlay that with taking the 4 points, taking the Bengals with the points, and taking and buying points for the unders at 53.5, and that's what I would do.
That sounds good.
I mean, it won't be much, but it's a different kind of bet.
Right.
It's not out there. If you're gonna bet these, if you're gonna bet these prop bets, take the over on the national anthem, the country singer. So take the over on that. If you're gonna bet the coin toss, always bet tails. Tails never fails. I think it's like 8-2 the last 10 seasons, which is a crazy stat. Just bet tails. I think last year in Super Bowl 52 they were heads. Just so like these are stupid stats. One of the prop bets I'm sure on the World Wide Web is, will there be an appearance by Tupac via hologram? Take that bet. If you don't, you're stupid. And
I would love it. Oh my God!
it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be like, it's just, it's, what, and you know what? Here.
One, two, three into the four. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door, ready to make an entrance, so back on up.
Cause you know we're about to rip shit up.
Give me the microphone first so
I can't wait till the goddamn halftime show.
Like I said, start the game, go right to halftime. I don't care. I don't care.
Like, I don't even
That's
watch
it.
the first half. Like, I'm gonna just drink myself and then take a nap and then wake up at halftime.
I mean, this literally will be the first time that people. I don't think anyone really, unless the two fan bases that'll be watching the game for the game is Cincinnati and LA. No one else cares. We all just want the damn halftime show.
You listen. If I don't see a video, if the Bengals pull out this Super Bowl and I don't see a video of Joe Burrow with his cigar dancing, saying nothing but a G thing with the Super Bowl trophy, then what was it all for? What was it all
Oh my
for?
God! You know that's going to happen. If they win, you know there's going to be some video of him just going nuts.
It
You know
has
it.
to. It has to. So I'm gonna go into why Cincinnati's gonna win, and
Okay.
why you can agree or not or disagree. Okay, so we know you got Matt Stafford, you got Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, he's played in a national championship game. He's done this, he's done that, and he's cool. He's cool, calm, and collect. Even when he tore his ACL last year, he was cool, calm, and collect. I would have been crying like a little girl on the sideline, going, "Oh my God, take me now." But he's just got that. He's got that cool characteristic, and he's gonna be back if he loses. He's gonna be back. Switch it over to Stafford. There's more. Just like I said last year when we did our Super Bowl show, Patrick Mahomes, as great as he was, as great as he's been, winning that Super Bowl last year was more than Tom Brady losing it, because it would have cemented his legacy as a two-time Super Bowl winner, back to back, beat Tom Brady. And now it comes back. Now we're full circle. Matt Stafford. This is why he came to the Rams. It's why he got traded, to lead them to the promised land. But I think Matthew Stafford's going to press. I think he's going to get into early mistakes, and he's got a little bit of an injury, his ankle that he hurt at the end of the San Fran game. Excuse me, nothing too big, still an injury. Injury is an injury. So, and I just think he's going to press. I think the Bengals are going to force him into bad mistakes. You got Sam Hubbard, 94. You got, I think his name Fredrickson, 91. I mean, dude, they got Harambe on their side. What more do you need? They got Harambe. They're doing it for Harambe. For Harambe. Harambe is going to win them the Super Bowl.
Oh, God. He's back. Harambe's back.
So, I get you got Odell Beckham. You got Cooper Kupp. But this is the Super Bowl. There hasn't I could be wrong, but there hasn't been a blowout since Seattle blew the doors off of Peyton Manning, 43-8. I can't.
Yeah, I don't know. That I'm not sure. I like your reason for why Cincinnati's going to win. I mean, I can't disagree with you. I really can't. Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited. It's finally here. Super Bowl's here. And of course, for me, it literally kicks off like once the Super Bowl's over, it kicks off my off season. Let's put it that way. I mean, because I'm already looking for March. I can't wait for the combine. So I'm looking past the Super Bowl already. Like, okay, we're here. There is no tomorrow for the Super Bowl. This is it. Winner take all. So, and I've been working on a draft board, or not draft board. My old what am I saying? My scouting stuff. I mean, I love this stuff. Like the off season stuff is my time of year. So
yeah, and I figure, next week, next Wednesday, we'll probably do a recap of the Super Bowl.
Oh God, yeah.
And then we'll dive into free agents who I think the Eagles could go after with their salary cap. Who might not be back for the Eagles? That'll be in 2 weeks.
And you know what I'm interested to see? I'm interested to see who follows Dougie P to Jacksonville.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think Jacksonville got a steal. The fact that he's getting no respect, I don't care. I know we had Phil Andrews on, and that he thanked everything, but I'm like, Dougie P hired him. When you're a good coach, you have good coordinators.
Yeah.
And Dougie has taken our Eagles to the to the playoffs 3 to 5 seasons he was here. His first one and his last one he did. Still think Doug Peterson got a raw deal here. I'm on record in the middle of the last season saying fire him. I'm like, dude, the Super Bowl winning coach, he's going to get picked up. And then I know somebody who said Doug was just taking this year off. He wasn't taking anything. He'll come back in 2022. And look, he's going into the perfect situation. I said months ago that this is a great situation for Doug. He's got a young quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. That team is a mess. Urban Meyer's Urban Meyer. And there's nothing to describe Urban Meyer. And, Doug came in, and him and Howie cleaned up Chip's mess. And, he's going to start from scratch. That team's going to be good. And now he gets to play Carson Wentz unless Carson Wentz gets traded. Unless 2 times a year.
Yeah. That's going to be the fun part, to see that little. Well, you never know if he's going to play him 2 times a year. You don't know what's going to happen in Indy. You have no idea. Like, they're calling for the man's head.
Unless he gets traded. I mean,
yeah.
You can say what you want about Carson Wentz. He played all 17 games.
Right.
Like, he got us a first-round pick. That there's nothing. The whole injury-prone thing. The whole he's not this, he's not that. It's the Carson Wentz talk is over. For the Philadelphia fans who still want to try, who still lets this guy live rent free in your head for some reason. Like,
right.
It's over. He's not in your head anymore. Let Indianapolis deal with him and his mistakes. He'll make more plays than mistakes.
Right.
He just does them at the most inopportune times of the year. But yeah. I mean, like I said, this was not going to be a long show because it's two teams. We both had the same picks, and we more or less said why they're going to win. Cool
Right,
Joe,
right.
like the cool Joe Burrow is almost Joe Namath-esque. Remember how cool Joe was? Like if you read stories in Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's got that cool Yeah, that cool
He
factor. I
has,
mean,
he hasn't made the predictions, but he's just cool, calm, and sleek.
yeah. Well, that's the other thing I like about Joey Burrow. He's just going out there. He knows what has to get done. He knows he's got to go out there. He knows he's got to play. He knows he's got to play well for them to beat this team. Because I mean, look, let's face it. The Rams are a very high-powered offense. I mean, they're not the greatest show on turf that they were in St. Louis, but they're pretty damn good. Like, I mean, Cooper Kupp is a catalyst for that team. And losing Robert Woods didn't hurt them like a lot of people thought it would because Beckham stepped right in to be that complementary piece to Cooper Kupp. And their running back situation, it wasn't ideal all year long, and they got Cam Akers back now. I mean, he's battling a little bit of an injury, has a little bit of the fumbleitis going on in the playoffs. Since he's come back in the playoffs, he's got two lost fumbles. So he's not as progressed as I thought he would be after coming back from his injury. I thought after playing a few games it would get him up to speed, but that hasn't happened. So I mean, but they still have Sony Michel. So I mean, they have a
Just think about Cincinnati's defensive coordinator. He
right.
held Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City's offense to 3 points.
Yeah.
And I would say Kansas City's 1 and probably Rams are 2. Would you not say?
Yeah, I'd say that.
Like it's in the playoffs because I think I think Dallas was 1, but it was.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Dallas was 1, but right. But yeah, no, I mean, he's got his work cut out for him against this team. I mean, so it's it'll be interesting to see how they play it out, what their game plan is like. But like you said, we both have we both have Cincinnati winning. I think it's pretty safe to say I know who you think the game MVP would be.
It's got to be Burrow. I mean,
yeah.
Listen, here's my predictions, and here's why I say by the points. 28-24 Cincinnati. You're at 52 points. You got 53.5. You covered the others.
See, I was going to say 31-24. Yeah, I was going to say 31-24. I think they're able to put a 30 spot up on St. Louis. That kicker, that kid is just money. No matter where they put him on the field, he's gonna kick it from the locker room and he's gonna go right through the middle.
That dude's got ice in his veins.
I mean, you want to talk about another guy that's cool and has a set on him like this. I mean, like he just goes out there.
Yeah, he does. But you know what? So kickers go through the motions of
they do
being hot and cold because look at Jake Elliott after he hit that 61-yard field goal between then and the field goal he hit in the Super Bowl. He was money.
Yes, he was.
The only time he wasn't money is when he got a concussion on Sunday Night Football and Grugier Hill was doing the kickoffs.
Yep.
It was the only time, and he got knocked in the next week.
Yes, he did.
Jake Elliott thought he was Chris Elliott. But yeah, I don't know. Depending on the situation, I don't know if the Bengals are going to settle for field goals because you know how you have to beat the Rams, and I think the Rams are going to back themselves into a corner. I could be 100% wrong.
It's all possible though.
Jesus Christ! I was supposed to go to the Flyers game tonight, and I turned down tickets because we had to do our show when Window Nation was coming out. And it was the end of the second period, and they were losing 4-3. I'm like, all right, cool. They lost 6-3. Jesus Christ.
They're playing Detroit tonight, weren't they?
Yeah. That's crazy.
I
just got the only reason I brought it up is because I got the alert. But yeah, I feel like they're gonna. This is what I think gonna happen. I think Cincinnati jumps out to like a 14-0 lead, or we'll go at your point. They'll jump out to like a 10-0 lead, and whatchamacallit's going to panic, and I think he's going to force some stuff. You know, you've seen what happens when Stafford gets down and he gets pressured. He's a good quarterback, but he makes bad plays, just like any quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. Any quarterback, they can make great plays, but the pressure hits them. We'll see what happens. I mean, because everyone's talking about Matt Stafford, and this is his first Super Bowl. I mean, I know he's the veteran, but
it's who got his first playoff win this year.
yeah, you're right. He did. So I mean, I know he's got a stacked team offensively around him, but again, it's his first Super Bowl. It could be his only one.
And let's go back to the 49ers game. He throws that pass, and that cornerback picks that ball up. They were down by 3. That's when I go back to saying he presses. He tries to make the home run play. And if that kid holds on to that interception, thanks, Hurst. He used to work at Hurst at Jetro. Hurst is a big Patriots fan. We were going back and forth when the Eagles and the Patriots were in the Super Bowl years ago in 2017. But he's a good dude. But
nice.
Yeah, he drops that interception, and we're talking about something. We're talking about Jimmy Garoppolo possibly leading the way, all because of the dropped interception. It goes back to Stafford getting pressed and trying to make the plays.
Yeah.
We got to see.
Some technical difficulties there, Chris. You froze up on me, and I don't hear you.
Because
there you go.
My screen went out. I thought the internet went. So, and I think, and listen, Sean McVay is a good coach. We know what he can do. We know what he did with Jared Goff. He made Jared Goff look like an All-Pro, and Jared Goff isn't that bad. He really isn't.
No,
he's not as bad. He got a rough rap in L.A. He got a rough rap from that terrible fan base. Like, dude, you couldn't keep your team in there for so many years, and then they leave. You have no right to talk anything about, Jared Goff. And I go back to, I think some franchises are made to be successful. I think some franchises are middle of the pack, and I think some franchises are just gonna be what they are. And I think that's Detroit. I think Detroit, no matter what they do, they're gonna be at the bottom of the pack. I don't know why.
Yeah, no,
it's because they've had good teams. They're just terrible. I don't know why.
And you don't and team okay, let's say like team like Detroit. They've never really now they've made I call it the illusion of the attempt to become better. But I honestly feel that the ownership in Detroit is happy that they have they make money left and right, but they have the Thanksgiving Day game. All eyes are on them. That's their Super Bowl, and they don't care.
You're 100% right.
Yeah,
they know every year they got that Thanksgiving game.
Exactly.
They know every year, no matter what they're.
Yeah, they know it. They don't care. I mean, like I said, they make the attempt to put off the facade that they're trying to become better. And
like how many times are you going to go with a rookie head coach and he doesn't work out? Like I get Campbell might work out. The guy's friggin' bananas. He's insane. So, like, why wouldn't you go after a guy like Doug Peterson or a guy like I don't know who else you could have went after, but you figure they're in the North, so they were dealing with Rodgers, and then they had when Jay Cutler was there, so he was decent.
Right.
Who else is in the North? Why am I drawing a blank?
Minnesota.
All right, Minnesota. Minnesota had Kirk Cousins.
Right.
Not that he's great, but he's better quarterback than the product they were putting out.
Absolutely.
So and then like you said, they put out the facade of, hey, this is what we're doing. We're going.
Yeah.
We're going nowhere.
They're not going nowhere. You know, they know they have a nationally televised sellout game every year, which just for television rights just rakes in the cash. So I mean, they're okay with it. It's kind of like they kind of remind me of how the old ownership for the LA Clippers worked. The guy was in LA. He knew he was going to make money being in LA. I mean, he was a racist POS, but he knew he was going to make money just because of where he was, and that's why he never wanted to get rid of the team. I mean, and he never tried to make them any better. Like, I mean, how many years did they have Danny Manning on that team? He was like their best player. He was their marquee guy for years and years and years, and they ran that guy into the ground. And well, you know, it is what it is. They're like you said, there's some teams that are just destined to be bottom feeders, bottom of the barrel. They're there. They make just enough to pay their league fee, to play the players to be on the field, play their personnel for coaching and staffing and medical staff, and as long as they can pay the bills, they're happy. That's it.
He bought the Clippers for $12 million.
The yeah, the fascist, the racist.
And he sold them for $2 billion.
Yeah. I mean, that's insane. They were never any good. I think the entire time he had the team, I think they made the playoffs twice, and they were out in the first round. And he was probably pissed that they made the playoffs, to be honest with you. Like, hey, wait, I want you guys to go out there and play, but don't play good. Probably took away their whirlpools in the locker room just for making the playoffs. Kind of making them wash their own socks, a la Norman Bremen. Jeez.
So obviously this is our last show for the 2021 football season. Because we'll be starting up a new season for football in August. We'll do preseason, but like the geek Eric said, we'll come on and we'll talk we'll talk his draft picks, because I have done zero.
Well, I mean, it's not my draft picks. It's basically just going to be my analysis of players, because and let me tell you,
zero analysis.
And dude, let me tell you, there are some guys like I dove deep into some players. Like I did the top 10 picks per position, excluding kickers, because they're really not real football players. But I mean, even though we were just talking about kickers,
you just talked that dude up like he was the next best thing.
No. I'm just saying he's good. He's like,
yeah, McPherson.
Yeah, no,
you're a nerd.
No. Hold on. I'll give the kicker credit, but then I will take away that credit, because it's like, as far as I'm concerned, there's no other kicker unless his name's Adam Vinatieri. But this kid's doing pretty damn good, so I'll give him that much respect. But other than that, if you can only name one really decent kicker, they don't count. That's it. Sorry. So, but anyway.
David Akers, Sebastian Janikowski.
Run of the mill.
Sebastian Janikowski just kicked 60-yard field goals.
That dude kicked his leg off too. Like, he literally kicked until his leg said, "No, I'm not doing this no more."
His follow through was ridiculous. The fact he never kicked himself in the face was amazing.
His foot was like right here.
Right.
It was like right there.
And he was like 6'4". He wasn't a
Dude,
small dude.
I remember watching that draft. I remember watching that draft. It was me and my cousin Jay. We were hanging out. We're just having some beers, just before drafts were like major things. And when the Raiders came up and they took him, we just looked at each other, and I was like, "What? Did they just take a kicker?"
I know. I know damn well I could be an Oakland GM at that time, because I know the only time you take a kicker is when there's nothing else on the board and you have to fill a kicker in. I'm like, God damn it! All right, who's got
I'm
the longest bye? That's how I draft my kicker. Who's got the longest bye?
like I think it should be a rule in the NFL that Mr. Irrelevant is a kicker
It
every year.
has
It's
to
just
be. Why is it not? Why is it some dude from Arkansas State who played 3 snaps? No, it should be a kicker. No kicker. There should be 32 Mr. Irrelevants.
when they
This is
get to
the
the Mr. Irrelevant pick, I sit there and I think about my fantasy football drafts because we're all in the same rooms and we're talking. We get to the last pick in the draft and we're like, oh, here comes Mr. Irrelevant, and I'm like, thank God we got rid of kickers because I always took my kicker.
Listen, I've been in leagues where kickers have gone in the first round, in the
Ugh.
third round, in the fifth round, and I used to have a partner, and I'm like, no, we're taking him. Why? Because his bye is week 17, or his bye is like week 14. That means, barring injury, we don't have to kick a picker up for 13 weeks. I don't want to pick a kicker up.
I was in one league where keepers didn't start until like round 11 and or no, yeah, no, 12, round 12. And just so people wouldn't have the option of keeping a kicker, it would be
They're going
like round 10, round 9, round 10,
Right.
the kicker and defense would go.
That's a good strategy.
Yeah, we would do that. It's like, okay, well, we're 2 rounds away from the keeper. Now's the time to get my kicker and defense so I can actually have some talent to hopefully keep later on. I remember that. That
So he'll be doing his analysis, and while he's doing his analysis, I'll Google the player and I'll agree to disagree with him if I like it. So we got that show. We'll have a free agent show.
dude, there's guys that I can't even find like game film on, like even like people just YouTube film, and I'm like, okay, so how, like, okay, this is where being a paid scout works to go scout these people because I'm here watching NFL Network and YouTube, and yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this guy's only alive and breathing because I see him on TV because I can't find anything.
Makes sense. So
Yeah.
we got that, and then in probably in 2 weeks, right about when pitchers and catchers are supposed to report, we're gonna be doing a show.
2023.
Yeah. We're gonna be doing a show on the CEV network, discussing the MLB and the Hall of Fame, and the broken system that is the Hall of Fame, and how awful it is, and how terrible the BBWAA is, and again, this isn't a knock on David Ortiz. Like, when people sit there and say, just because, I'm like, well, like, he was liked. That's why.
Yeah.
He still tested positive. At the end of the day, he still tested positive.
Yeah.
And Manfred should stand. Should sit down. Should just resign. And I get. I mean, we're done talking baseball, so I'm going to put on my last 3 minutes. And I get why fans are mad, but the owners have to make money too. We're tying up a 13-year deal into Bryce Harper for $330 million. It's fine.
Yeah.
I get it. You want to take care of the guys who are in the minors. Do that. But then if you're going to do that, then you got to suffer somewhere down the line too. Like, you can't have these guys getting glorious and your guys are getting still glorious and teams are struggling to put fans in the stands because concessions are outrageous. Tickets are outrageous. Jerseys are outrageous. Parking's outrageous. Like, there's more to it than the owners are being greedy. The owners are absolutely greedy. They're absolutely greedy. The product they put on the field, they're greedy too. They're two greedy entities who need to come to terms with, we need to make this fun again. What's going to happen is you're going to have a strike. Again. You're going to lose fans. Again. You're going to need another baseball home run chase again to get fans back in the stands. That is what that is what our topic of conversation is going to be in a couple weeks about the Hall of Fame and the baseball.
Well, real quick, before I have something I want to interject real fast with baseball, but I got a text message from Pat, and he said that he's taking the Bengals also.
We know why he's taking the Bengals.
Yeah, we know.
He was in love. He was in love with Joe Burrow. before it was cool. Well, at the beginning of the playoffs.
Yeah, but my thing is, you just talked about you briefly just said like brought up steroids in baseball. Did you see that baseball is going to stop testing for steroids for a short time?
Oh, I mean,
It's not going to be mandatory anymore. They're not doing it, so
wait.
it's they're stopping it.
I
They're
hope
stopping it.
I hope they all juice up.
I'll find it and I'll send it to you. I think it was on Bleacher Report. I think that's where I saw it.
I did. You know what? I did see something on it, but
Yeah, it's not permanent. It's just for like a certain amount of time that they're stopping. They're going to stop testing these guys. And I thought, okay, well that makes sense. They're not doing nothing right now. But then I was like, well, we've so okay, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I did see that. I just thought it was funny that you brought up, oh, they're going to have guys juicing again and they'll make it interesting. And I'm like, oh, well, speaking of that, they are stopping testing for the juice. So,
all right. You have anything else to add?
no, I don't. Other than, hey, everybody, who's watching this and who's going to, obviously watching this live, you can find us on Apple Podcast and Spotify and most other popular platforms. Just check out the Philly Podcast. Just look for our logo. Also check out sixpackcoverage.com's YouTube channel of Six Pack Coverage, and you can find us there to watch old shows. And if you want to leave us a message, just comment. We have an email, just info at .cevsports@gmail. Drop us a line and just check us out on, like I said, Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and you can drop us a line on there too.
I'm gonna end you up, and we're gonna end with a couple clips.
Yeah, man.
One, two, three into the four. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door, ready to make an entrance, so back on up.
Cause you know we're about to rip shit up.
Give me the microphone first so I
And time runs out.
This is the end of the game.
And for the Philadelphia Eagles, the long drought is over.
Oh my! No! Oh, thank God! Oh my God! Yes, we won! We won the fucking Super Bowl! That's it! We fucking won the fucking Super Bowl!